Stu Imami, and I'm the host of The Road to Success for Your Highly Sensitive Child. This podcast is about empowering parents of highly sensitive children to nurture their child's unique personality trait and create a path to success. Our podcast provides guidance, insights, and support to help you unlock your child's full potential, fostering resilience, confidence, and a bright future. If you're new to my podcast, please go back and listen to episodes 1 and 2 because they provide information on high sensitivity that all subsequent episodes will build upon. If you skip these episodes, you won't get as much out of this and all subsequent episodes. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com. Today's episode is a continuation of episode 13, where we talked about parenting a highly sensitive toddler. Today's focus is on new experiences for your highly sensitive toddler outside your home and how to set them up for success. Here are some tips to ensure that your highly sensitive toddler feels well taken care of during this crucial development stage. So let's start with dealing with new experiences. Before you expose your child to new experiences, make sure they have slept well, they're not sick, and they're not hungry. Basically, make sure that their basic needs are met and they're in a good space in mind and body. Then reduce their fear and anxiety. Preventing fear from a young age is much easier than overcoming fear at an older age. In my situation, my parents were extremely protective of me, constantly told me to be careful, don't fall, don't hurt yourself, and they didn't let me try new things. So as a result, I grew up to have so many fears. Fear of heights, fear of strangers, fear of darkness and going out at night, and the list goes on and on. And I spent my entire 30s conquering my fears one by one. I've now learned to distinguish between what is a normal and healthy level of fear versus what is abnormal and unhealthy. So start young and teach your child to trust their body and mind. Let them know that you are there to support them, but give them the space they need to try new things. Only step in if necessary. For example, to encourage them if you see that they're struggling and would benefit from your encouraging words, or looking to see if they're actually interested in experiencing whatever it is that you're trying to get them to experience. For example, I remember when I was with Alexa, as she was a toddler, I took her to a park near my home, and it had a swing, but it was in the shape of a car tire with chains. And apparently, Alexa had never seen one before, and she was very hesitant to go on it. But I could see from her facial expression that she was curious, and she really did want to try it, but she was hesitant at the same time because she didn't know what this was, and she didn't know if it's going to be safe. Is she going to fall? Is she going to hurt herself? So since I could read that in her body language and facial expression, I got on the swing myself, and I showed her that it's safe, and it's fun to be on this swing. And I also told her that in case she were to fall, the ground is covered with this huge, thick padding that is super fluffy, and it would be very hard to hurt yourself. So what I did was I showed her the best case scenario, which is having a blast on the swing and enjoying herself. And the worst case scenario, which was falling off the swing and landing on this very fluffy surface, where it would be highly unlikely for her to get hurt. Alexa was always very advanced for her age. And she liked it when we would explain these situations to her. So she knew what to expect. And if an experience was similar, something she had done in the past, for example, using that experience was also very helpful. Of course, that only helps if the previous experience was actually a positive one. Remember that there's a big difference between encouraging your child and pushing your child to do something they're just not ready to do yet. Avoid using words like be careful, you're going to fall, don't go on that, that's dangerous. I'm not saying don't use these phrases when they're really necessary. What I'm saying is don't use them to instill fear in your child, like my parents did. If you raise your child to be fearful, know that fear breeds fear. And at some point, it can get out of control, like it did for me. Also, don't be a helicopter mom or dad. Don't overprotect your child. Instead, give him the tools he needs to be successful in trusting his body and his mind. This not only prevents fear from developing, but it builds confidence and resilience. Also, make sure they understand that you're there in case they need you, in case they need help, so that they can feel safe and secure. Be attuned to your child and look for cues that they're getting overstimulated and stop whatever they're doing before they reach the point of being overstimulated. Depending on the activity, maybe you just take a pause and come back to it in 10 minutes, or you stop altogether. You know your child best, so listen to your intuition and do what's right for your child's optimum level of arousal. As much as you have control over the situation, make sure that your child has a positive experience with new activity, person, or situation. This will help with other new experiences to come. If your child does have a bad experience, help them process it. Understand what happened to cause their experience to be bad. Don't make any assumptions. Let your child tell you in as much detail as possible what went wrong, what made this experience feel bad. I know depending on their age, they may not be able to articulate fully, but communication is not just through words. You can look for their facial expression, you can look at their body language, you could um, look at their tone or hear their tone of voice, and etc. You can also ask simple questions that require a yes or no answer. Whatever you do, don't let them process the bad experience on their own. Because as an HSC, they might relive that bad experience over and over again because they're trying their best to process it. The next scenario that I want to talk to, because it's a common one, is going to a birthday party or a play date with a new child. So, preparation is key here. Make sure your child is not tired, hungry, or sick. Same thing that I said before, make sure that their basic needs are met. Explain to your child what to expect. HSCs love to know what to expect. So, where are they going? Is it at somebody's house or is it at a play or entertainment facility like Chuck E. Cheese? And for people who don't know what Chuck E. Cheese is, it's a pizza restaurant that has entertainment for children like games and video games and arcades and things like that. So explain to them who will be there. Is there someone that they already know? If the answer is no, consider meeting at least one child that will be at the party a few days ahead of the party so that your child has a chance to get to know them. And then explain to them what they can experience, what they can expect to experience. at the party? Is it similar to something they've done in the past? If yes, how so? All of this information will really help your child feel safe and secure. Because remember, highly sensitive children may not enjoy new experiences. Most of the time, actually, highly sensitive children don't like new experiences. And that is, I should clarify that a little bit. That is until they have enough experience in their life and they can relate it to other experiences in the past that are similar. So it's not the case, 100% the case that all highly sensitive children or most highly sensitive children don't like experiences. But in general, that might be the case, especially at a younger age. Remember that your highly sensitive child may not like surprises and they may not like to get caught off guard. So, the more detail you provide to them, the better. If you know there will be some aspect of the new experience that your child will not like, prepare them ahead of time and together come up with how you will handle this situation. For example, if you know that your child is afraid of clowns and there's going to be a clown at the birthday party, you want to discuss that in advance of the birthday party and not let your child discover that once you get at the birthday party. Give your child the choice to stop if it gets too much for them. Please, please give them the option to leave the party if it's too overwhelming for them to stay. So I'm not saying that, I mean, I know this is inconvenient for you, but it's really, really beneficial for your child, especially in the long term, because, and it's also beneficial to you because it makes it less hard for them the next time you want to go somewhere that is going to be new. They won't resist it because they know they have a way out. And then have patience with your child and let them go at their own pace and on their own time. Don't push them to do something that they're not ready to. And then don't label your child, especially in front of other people. Don't say my child is shy or my child is scared or my child takes time to warm up. For example, I hear this a lot, and you don't want to use these phrases because these are labeling your child, and it may or may not be true. So instead, educate people on your child's high sensitivity personality trait. So you don't have to talk about all four aspects of the personality trait, but you may want to talk about the one aspect that they are displaying at the moment. For example, my child likes to observe before joining instead of saying my child is shy. Next, I want to talk about choosing a highly sensitive child friendly preschool, nursery, or daycare. I know that we are running out of time, but I know this is a very, very important topic, so I do want to cover it before ending our episode. So, choosing a highly sensitive, friendly preschool or daycare or any other facility at a toddler's age is so crucial because you want to make sure that this experience is going to be a positive one for your child. And also, this will help them, this will help make things easier when they get to kindergarten, for example. So, before you sign your child up, talk to the various facilities that you are interested in and see if they know about high sensitivity. And ask specific questions to see if they really have the knowledge or if they just think they do. Because a lot of people don't really know about high sensitivity, but they just think, oh, high sensitivity means that your child is overly emotional, which is not exactly true. It might be a tiny part of it, but it's not the full it's not the full definition of high sensitivity. So personally, I prefer small classroom sizes because highly sensitive children tend to be more comfortable in this type of setting because it's less noisy, it's less stimulation, less chances of getting overstimulated, less people to deal with. And most importantly, the caregivers tend to spend more time with each child. And then studies have shown that highly sensitive children benefit from going to preschool on a daily basis, so Monday through Friday, because this establishes familiarity and routine, and it helps them with the big transition to kindergarten. So once you've chosen the preschool, I also recommend that you go with your child and observe the way that they care for your child. And you need to just do this for a few days, maybe up to 3, maybe 4 days maximum when you first enroll them. And then just once in a while, go for 1 day or half a day just to observe and make sure everything is still going well. So make sure it's the right environment for your child, and where your child's personality trait will be honored and not criticized or dismissed. As we close this episode, I want to remind you that you have the power to create a bright and successful future for your highly sensitive child. Embrace their uniqueness, nurture their strengths, and provide them with the love and support they need. Together, we can pave a path to success that aligns with their sensitivity. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, you're not alone on this journey. We'll be here with more insights and inspiration in our next episode. Until then, keep believing in your child's potential because they truly are extraordinary. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and stay committed to setting your child up for success in life. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com.